The real power in our country begins with the family. If we have strong traditional families in America, nothing's going to defeat us. No way. If we continue to demean families, good luck. I looked around and I said, what other ways is America falling down on the home front, and what can we do about it? Number one, I told you it started with the family. How we can build up the family, maybe actually have portrayals in the mainstream media of fathers as noble, honorable figures. Why is it that the dads in all these stupid shows on television are all a bunch of, they're all a bunch of goofballs, right? Where's a cool father who's basically knocking some sense into his kids' heads and saying, you do this, you're going to answer to me and God, okay? And where is that character? Not only is our tax policy completely warped against the family and people with large families, but of course our cultural landscape is, without a doubt, leaning against the traditional family arrangement. What else we can do to the home front, for the home front, is obvious here in Texas. It's called ETL, enforce the laws, enforce the borders. What can we do? What can any one person do? Well, we had a couple guys who decided they were going to start the Minuteman Project, and they caused a huge national stir, and you know what else they did? They raised public awareness. They have video cameras on the border showing how many people are crossing at any given point in time. They give speeches around the country at college campuses when they're not shouted down, as Mahmoud Ahmadinejad is welcomed with open arms. That's one thing we need to focus on and continue to remember, that the great power to the people moment of this year was what? What was it?
The immigration bill.
Killing the immigration bill. Thank all of you. You did it. Yeah, you don't think you can make a difference? You did make a difference. The best moment, by the way, of the entire immigration debate was when Arlen Specter, you can laugh now. Arlen Specter, who really thought he was going to ram this entire thing through, right, without any dissent, because you little people, they had it all figured out. President Bush was in favor of it. Ted Kennedy was in favor of it. Hello, Ted Kennedy was in favor of it. Did we need to know anything more? All these Republicans and Democrats were in agreement. It was wonderful. The Chamber of Commerce was for it. The Wall Street Journal editorial page was for it. One little small problem. The people were not for it. Okay? So, what happened? Well, Arlen Specter gets up from the big bank of microphones at Capitol Hill, and it's in the middle of June, and this whole thing is coming down to the wire, and of course all of us in our studio were like, yeah, we're like cheering, you know, the people on, calling the switchboards and everything. And he gets up to the microphone and he said, well, we seem to have a situation here, well, they've shut down the Senate switchboard. I'm like, you better believe it. Get used to it. That's the beginning, not the end. By the way, I just forgotten something that I really needed to raise, and I can go stream of consciousness together. We're family. What is Mark Cuban doing on Dancing with the Stars? I mean, I know he's a billionaire, but no amount of billions would want me to make me see him in spandex, okay? I mean, please, what? Dancing with the Stars? Well, he does kind of dance on the sideline, so why not? So what else can we do for this country on the home front? Well, of course, we all know that if Hillary Clinton becomes president...
Oh, no!
That was such a layup for you guys. That if Hillary Clinton becomes president, what happens? We lose the Supreme Court for our lifetime. And that, my friends, cannot happen. I worked too hard to make sure that we had two great Supreme Court justices on the court. Did I say Harriet Myers? I'm sorry. She was great at the lottery commission, though, I'm serious. It takes a special talent to pull up those ping pong balls, you know. So I'm just joking. It's just a joke. No, but Sam Alito and Justice Roberts, they're rock stars, all right? Rock stars. And I have a chapter in the book called Judging the Judges, and it's all you need to know about judicial activism in the United States and how to combat it. We are still in control. They are life tenure judges, for sure, but you know, we the people actually elect these leaders. We elect the presidents who appoint these people. And as you saw with the Harriet Mier situation, I mean, I was the first one on the air at 9 a.m. the morning she was nominated, and the first words out of my mouth were the following: "This is a disaster." Okay? At the time, people were really upset with me. It's Laura, you know, what are you saying? How do you... Well, I clerked at the Supreme Court for Justice Thomas, okay? I know exactly what's required. Experience, constitutional law knowledge, the ability to argue precedent and constitutional case law. This is not on-the-job learning, okay? It's not about where someone went to law school. It's about what your experience is. And we ended up having a huge influence on a historic, you know, moment for our country, and we got Sam Alito out of it, and that was a really good thing. What else? Do you all know what's going on in our public schools? Do you really? I have a feeling you do not, because you have not. Most of you have not read the Schools Out of Control chapter of Power to the People. And by the way, I'm going to make an announcement tonight that will irritate my publisher to no end. And no other author who comes to speak to you will ever say this. I do not want you to buy my book unless you read it. I do not want you to buy this book and put it on the shelf or put it on the coffee table, use it as a doorstop to support me, okay? I'll be fine whether you buy a book or you don't buy a book. But our country won't be fine unless we light a fire under each and every one of you, okay? So I need your support. What is happening in our public schools? And our parents, all too often, going with the flow instead of getting informed. Check out what happened this year in Deerfield, Illinois. It's a very prestigious suburb of Chicago. School officials there seem to think that parents should be the last ones to know about what went on in their children's sex education classroom. So in March, freshmen were required to sign a confidentiality agreement promising not to tell anyone, including their parents, what went on in sex education. The Deerfield curriculum came from a group called GLSEN, Gay, Lesbian, Straight Education Network, which gives workbooks to school administrators urging them to take, quote, direct action to enhance the environment for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered students with the aim of making the school, quote, healthier. And not to be missed in this wonderful cornucopia of information, the GLSEN lunchbox, now this is why there's a confidentiality agreement, right? Parents will rip these kids out of these classes very quickly. Packed in an actual lunchbox, this comprehensive training program offers a menu of exercises and activities. This lunchbox, yours for only $129.95 plus shipping, comes with the GLSEN Safe Zone stickers. One GLSEN workshop included for teachers was titled Girls Will Be Boys and Boys Will Be Girls, creating a safe, supportive school environment for trans, intersex, gender variant, and gender questioning youth. If you're confused, well, buy a vowel with me, because I have no idea what's going on with this. Well, let's make it a little more confusing, okay? You and I together. I'm totally confused. I don't even know what inter means. Then there's the GLSEN children's play with the musical number In Mommy's High Heels, sung by a boy teased for his dressing proclivities.